Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Yo. Did you know we're in a loneliness epidemic?
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Like it's just widespread?
It's widespread.
Is that like...
It's right here in this room.
Is that loneliness benign or is it terminal?
Let's gossip about that.
But I mean, people have these tough questions about theology.
Can man choose salvation?
If God's so good, why does he let bad things happen?
Why should I want to get to heaven?
Or does God predestine salvation for man?
I want to know the truth. I want to seek the truth out. I want to seek through Scripture and find God's truth. Yo, what's up, gossipers?
What's up, guys?
We are on the final episode
of season 3.
I'm
Matt.
I am Aidan.
And this is Gospel Gossip. Hey, man, cheers to the last episode.
Cheers to the last episode. Dink. Dinkin' and sinkin'.
All right. So we are talking about this season, benign or terminal. These common habits or misconceptions or justifications that we as Christ followers could get into that may seem benign, may seem okay. They may seem like they're not really hurting our faith or our walk with God or other people, but really they're terminal. Like they are killing our faith, they're killing our relationship with God and maybe our relationship with others. And we have spent this season discussing these things. We've talked about, okay, what does it look like to pray? Talked about that just last week with Darren and Tristan. And what does it look like to read your Bible? Why is that so important? Okay, do I need to go to church? Okay, what about doubting? What does that look like in my faith, right? Mm-hmm. All these things. And now we're going to talk about that in the context, bring them all together of community.
Yeah.
This community, that's such a basic idea, we feel like.
Yeah.
But, maybe people have hurt me or maybe I just work better when I'm by myself, right? So why do I need to be with people? Isn't this story just about Jesus and I, right? Doesn't it just need to be me and Jesus? Why do I need to go talk to other people or be with other people for this supposed to be personal relationship, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are we doing with that?
Yeah.
Right?
And what you've been saying is, these are habits. These are things that we just do without even thinking.
Yeah.
And that's that kind of benign. That's why we talk about, is this benign or terminal? Because a lot of times we think a lot of these things are just, it's just one of my habits. It's just something
normal.
that
everybody else does it.
Everyone else does it. I have it too. I do it too. It's normal.
Yeah.
And then when we start looking into it, we go, hey, this might be a little terminal to your faith, to, your relationship with Christ, with your relationship with others. And so, man, that's what we're really talking about here. And community is something that I think everyone could, hey, do you have community? Okay, I have a family, and I've got a few friends that I talk to when I play video games, or in all honesty, I think if we ask people today, like how's your community per se, they'll go on Snapchat, or they'll look on their Facebook, or they'll look at their Instagram followers, because we're in such a digital age that I think it's going to boil down to is, how many followers do you have? How many friends do you have on social media?
And is that true community? Or are there benefits to that versus benefits to in person? And what about vice versa, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, just talking about this, we're in college, right? We're college students. Yeah, we're seniors, and we've kind of been forced to be in a bunch of different communities. And there's times where I'm like, I just don't care about these people. I want to go veg out by myself or something, right?
Yeah.
Or
go play Minecraft.
I'm like, man, these people are crazy. I'm just going to go have some alone time.
Yeah.
So is that healthy or?
Yeah.
I mean, what is this, right?
Yeah.
It seems like such a common thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it, in our in our gossip question, it's like an epidemic.
Yeah.
It's very widespread. It's very common nowadays, right?
Well, and that's what researchers are actually titling this generation.
Oh, really?
Like we're a lonely generation, and they're calling this the epidemic of loneliness.
Interesting.
And it's not of a, for lack of a better word, they're saying it. This is actually an epidemic. Is actually what fits this, theme of loneliness, and that's why they're using this. And I really notice loneliness when me and a bunch of friends, we went out to a restaurant here, local restaurant. It's the only good restaurant I would eat at here in Moberly.
Really?
Los Amigos.
Dude,
Dude,
my goodness,
Los
it's one of my
Amigos.
favorite places.
Pollo con queso.
Yeah, that's what I get every time.
So we go in there, and it's like 10 of us. So we're waiting for a table, and we're kind of waiting for a while because I think it was a Friday night. And we go in there, and I see this table, and it's kind of close to where the lobby is. And so we're looking in to the restaurant, and there's this family there. And they're actually a pretty young family. There's a dad, looks like there's a mom, and then there's a younger boy, probably 10 or 11. And then there's a older boy, I'm guessing 14, 15. 3 of them were on their phones. The mom and the dad, each on their own phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the kid, the
I
younger...
thought you were going to say all the kids are on their phone.
No. It was just 2 kids. And then the younger kid on their phone. And it's going to sound weird, but I'm kind of like analyzing this, and I'm watching this like, are they going to talk to each other? Are they going to say anything to each other? And I see the other one. They don't say anything. And we're waiting there for 5-10 minutes or something. And I'm like, well, the older boy, he's not on his phone. He's kind of going against the technology and wanting to be around his family. But then I follow his eyesight, and he's just looking at a football game on the TV. And
oh, man.
See, that's the thing, is that we say we're in community, but yet we're so lonely.
Wow.
And because there is a family right there, and like, how's that community?
Yeah. You just remind me of another passage I want to bring up.
Yeah, dude. So that's really when I noticed it, and
Wow.
Epidemic for sure.
Yeah, and it's not a new thing at all.
No.
It's more, in this age, it's more noticeable right now. But, okay. Let me go to Mark 5.
Yeah, it's noticeable, but no one really cares.
Yeah. So, Mark 5, with starting at verse 21, there's a story of Jesus goes to heal a man named Jairus' daughter, but he's stopped by a woman who's been bleeding for 30 years. And she touches the end of his robe, and it heals her, right? This story. But this woman is in the middle of a pretty sizable town at the time. So there's this community, right? But she is super, like, ostracized, you could say, pushed out of the community. She's living there, but she's not actually there. She's in the midst of the community, but she might as well be, chained outside the town at some tombs like the demon man was right before this that we read. In researching this, a lot of scholars have said she was treated like to the point that the demon man was. Like she was pushed out that much, even though she was in the town. I'm just reminded of that, and I'm like, man, that's how a lot of people today can feel. That's how it can seem today. Yeah, you're in community, but really you have no one there. There's people around you, but you're not actually interacting with them. You're not actually doing life with them. Yeah. And it might be the same for it's probably the same for a lot of friend groups or things like this, right? I sound like Suma and things like this.
And stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you bring up a great point, and that's the thing, is that when we went through COVID, everyone's wearing masks, we're forcing all this stuff, we're going through an epidemic, but But in this epidemic, no one cares because it's normal. Someone's alone. Who cares? What does that mean to me? And, if you're lonely, it's like, who cares? Other people are lonely.
Yeah.
Or, well, I have plenty of friends on, Snapchat, on Facebook. And I think what it does come down to is that a lot of people are afraid of real community.
Whoa.
Because real community is dealing with other people that you simply don't like or that you don't agree with.
And it's not only that, dude, listen to this. It's also dealing with yourself. Because to be in community means to present yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe there's things about yourself that you're not happy with either. And when you're just by yourself, you can ignore those things.
You can ignore. Wow. There's no one who will call you out for, oh man, maybe I should have responded this way.
Good community calls you out.
Yeah.
Right? And they lift you up. Bad community calls you out and pushes you down. You get called out either way.
Yeah.
But also, it used to be when I was a kid, it used to be, okay, and it probably still is, okay, there's a kid at the lunch table sitting by himself. I'm going to go sit with him. I'm going to be a nice guy. Okay, that's great, right? He's lonely. You're going to go sit with him. But what about the time when, there's a chance for me to get in a really good community that's going to, change who I am into something better? That's way more terrifying. It's like, okay, that's real commitment.
Yeah.
It's that commitment to other people and to ourselves that I think scares us so much. And why is that?
I think exactly what you're saying is that it causes us to be vulnerable. It causes us to reflect on maybe our own shortcomings, or maybe things that we don't have right yet. And I think a perfect example of this is really the disciples. When Jesus calls the disciples, he doesn't call only very religious and very stern Jewish people like himself.
No, he does not.
He calls a bunch of fishermen. He calls a tax collector. He calls a zealot. Like all these, is it Simon the Zealot? Is that?
Oh yeah, I believe so.
And Matthew, Simon should probably hate Matthew. Simon if he's a zealot, he's wanting to attack Rome. He's kind of this secret kind of assassin.
Man, I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah, and Matthew's working for Rome, and then Jesus calls both of them and says, "You're going to be my two followers now, and I'm going to be your teacher." Yeah. I wonder, how does that even work?
I mean, this is one of the very first times and one of the only times in history where God actually physically brings together a group of guys so closely and teaches them theology. Yeah, they're not getting it, but we don't see God actually investing in community in this unique way, right? He's of course he's invested, right? But this is a very unique way, and still there's dysfunction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's going on? Man, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Can I bring us some scripture?
Yeah, bro.
So you reminded me of this. I wrote it down, Galatians 6, in the first couple verses, and then I have a scripture in John that connects right to it. So Galatians 6, first couple verses. Brothers, if anyone is caught in transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. So it's like, okay, maybe you're not the one dealing with the hardship of needing to join community, right? Maybe you're actually in a really good spot spiritually. Okay, well then you also have a responsibility to go be lifting others up in that way. But it can change, right? Be watching yourself too. Yeah. There's there needs to be this group effort of watching each other, of helping each other. Because not only can it be uncomfortable because you have to share life, well, you're sharing your life, so your issues too. We can help each other grow closer to Christ. Yeah. And then John 13, verse 34 and 35, here's Jesus talking about this law of Christ. Well, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. So Jesus teaches that within the Christian community is this primary mark, this primary symbol of how people are going to know who his followers are, is this love of one another. This image of true discipleship really is what it is. This is important, this community, because it sets the stage for not only Christ-like behavior, but also discipleship and where Christ can be witnessed, right? Our unity and community and care for one another becomes a testimony to the world as well. I was like, man, this is so important.
Yeah.
Right? And you brought that up, and I was like, man, I got some verses to go with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading in a Sticky Teams, Larry Osborne. You know what book I'm talking about?
Yep.
So I was reading that, and he was talking about Jesus' high priestly prayer. And he said, it's not an accident that Jesus predicted growth in the church, but prayed for unity.
Yeah.
And his high priestly prayer, is it 17:11? Yeah, 17:11. And I am no longer in the world, but they are in the world, and I am coming to you. Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one, even as we are one. And I was reading another author as they were talking about unity in the church. And he's saying, we are one, the church is one, because God is one. We have to be one, because theologically God is one. And so that's what Jesus is praying for, is that as the church, no matter how different we are, maybe in our views, maybe in our politics, maybe in this, maybe your interpretation here, or whatever you say, church government, we have to be one because God is one. And so it's that unity that Jesus is praying for. And yeah, really that love for one another. And as Larry Osborne's talking, he's like, hey, yeah, if Matthew and Simon could be disciples together, I'm sure we can all at least get along, because Simon probably wanted to kill Matthew.
Dude, yeah.
You know? So like, I get the hardship, but man, it can be done.
Yeah.
And it's way better. Like what Paul is talking about in Galatians, bear one another's burdens. And that's one of the difficulties of community, is that to be a good friend, to be a kind of good investment in your community, is to bear someone else's burden.
And that's uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
I don't always want to do that.
Yeah. And it's hard.
And what about when I have burdens of my own? Now I'm supposed to take on these ones?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, exactly what you're saying. Man, yeah, the church is not like the family you were talking about, right? Like, yeah, we're all together, we're all around each other, but we're not actually investing in one another. It's not this, okay, we're going to get into community and hear a sermon, and now it's a solo mission of our own faith, right? It's not people doing solo missions together. It's really, Christianity is communal by design. It's the way God created it for us to invest in one another, because God works through people. God works through people. Like whenever I'll just use an example.
Okay.
Whenever we're rooming together.
I don't like this.
Okay. No. Oh, good example. It's not one of the many bad examples I could use.
No, I'm just joking. What?
Like whenever I'm doing something stupid, right? You're just like, Matt, you're being dumb. I'm like, no, I'm not. You're like, Matt, you're being dumb. I'm like, okay, I probably am.
Yeah, and then you call me out and you're like, dude, you're being stupid.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, fair point. And then I have to buy you Sprite.
Yeah. Dude, oh my goodness. That was honestly so good.
Really?
But
I'm glad no one else knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't even know what we're talking about this on. Oh, wait. Yeah, community.
Yeah.
Dude. Because there have been times, right? Even just last year when we were rooming together, where I am like getting into a funk because I think I'm doing really good, and I'll keep telling myself that, but really I've been neglecting getting in the Word and spending time with God. I'm really good at neglecting that. Like, I know I'm on here talking about it because I myself need it. And you just pointed out, you're like, Matt, I haven't seen you read your Bible in a while. And I'm like, all right, I'll sit down and I'll do it. And it might not be right then, but community like plants the seeds like, hey, this is what's really important.
Yeah.
Because we don't always see that sometimes. Yeah. And I mean, there is let me read this verse real quick. Another verse. Okay.
All right. I'll let you do that.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. I might be reading 2 verses real quick. No, I'll read this one. Proverbs 18:1. Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment. I'll read that again. Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment. Isolation, and I'm speaking from experience, leads and stems from this selfishness and poor judgment. Pulling away from people often means rejecting accountability. I know friends who have done that. They've pulled away from the church because they don't want that accountability. They want to go do their own thing and have some fun. Yeah. And it means rejecting the wisdom as well. There's this wisdom that's lost when you aren't in community, because that means, okay, maybe you have a mentor or other peers pouring into you. We need others to stay grounded in truth. I mean, and I highlighted this note. I wrote this down. Good community isn't always comfortable, but it's always necessary. Because one of the reasons we could pull away from people can be totally legitimate. Yeah. I've been hurt by people. Yeah. Right? So I'm going to pull away from that. But in those times of isolation, there can be a lot of hurt, a lot of temptation coming in. Because there's a reason. There is a reason why the enemy tries to get us alone. Yeah. There's a reason for that. It's because isolation is the most terminal spiritual trap. The enemy gets us alone, and then he can fill our head with all these ideas that aren't true. Yeah. And we can't see that in the moment because we don't have other people telling us the truth. Because we're pushing that away.
A good mentor of mine, you probably know him, once said, You're going to let someone down, I'm going to let you down, we're going to let each other down. And that's just one of the realities of community and of being human. Yeah. Is like, eventually you're going to do something, or I'm going to do something. And we have already kind of, got on each other's nerves or said something we shouldn't have, or, but man, looking at my relationships and the friendships I have, they have gone through something, and those are my best. Those are my best. Those are my most spiritual. Those are my most, loving, selfless friendships, are the ones that went through difficulty with each other, Yeah. They weren't perfect at all, but they grew in love because of disagreement, or because we're butting heads, or because, we do something wrong. We call each other out. We get frustrated at each other. But then the forgiveness and the mending and the unity comes together through that. Dude. And that builds there.
The most extreme example of that in my life is my parents. They've been through so much hardship together. Like, I don't know other couples who have been through more hardship than my parents have. And there's many things I won't talk about, but I don't know a stronger marriage. Even as they're still going through stuff, they just hold to each other, and they remind each other of God's the one in control. Wow. And I don't know where I would be without them. Because of their hardship, they've been able to pour so much grace and truth into me, right? I mean, that's like one of the most extreme examples I can think about. And man, it's really cool that you bring that up, because it's gonna suck. People are gonna suck, right? But we're called to stick with them. Suck, yeah, we're called to stick with them through that. Not because, okay, yeah, you should just stick with it. It's going to suck for you, right? God, it's not like God being like, yeah, just go through that just because I say so.
Yeah.
No, there's actual benefit to
Wow.
it. Because isolation, right?
Yeah.
Isolation can start off with, either you're busy or you're hurt, like people hurt you, like we were talking about, or just feeling misunderstood, right? Okay, now it's uncomfortable. I'm gonna take some time away from this group.
Yeah.
Let things simmer down. But then what that can turn into is maybe some secrecy or some sin is growing, or it just burns those bridges where God wanted you to speak or wanted people to speak into you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a difference between time with God by yourself and isolation. Because I think in those times of isolation and pushing away community, you're also pushing away God. That's what I've noticed in my own life. When I'm mad at people, usually the root of it is I'm also mad at God. So I'm just pushing all that away. Because it's more comfortable for me to push people away than to actually deal with it. Even though after I deal with it, I'm like, man, I should have just dealt with that to begin with because that was way better.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I'm like, this is going to be better. This feels more comfortable. Because sin is more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, calling myself out.
So it's like a root of individualism, or like
Yeah, you could say that.
selfishness almost.
Yeah, it's selfishness.
How do we I don't know, I'm thinking of a question right now, and it's because something you brought up earlier, but I still want to ask it. How do you think, because when I do think of the church sometimes, when I think of like Sunday service, this big meeting, unity of believers, do you think we turn that into a individual experience? Like it's just meant for the individual to experience their own thing and to...
Yeah, I've thought this for a while, and I need to dive deeper into it. But what is communion actually supposed to look like? Because Jesus posed it as the Last Supper. They're sitting together, they're breaking bread and drinking juice.
Breaking beds.
I could break a bed right now. I'm tired.
Bro, for real.
But church nowadays, it's traditionally... Okay, I go grab my cup of juice and my bread. I'm going to go sit by myself. I'm going to spend time in prayer.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, that's really, really good. You need to sit in prayer and you need to remember what Christ did for you. But is it supposed to be more than that?
Whoa.
That's super individualistic.
Is
that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to dive deeper into it. But there's just something there. And then worship, yeah, we're doing it together, and worship has been a thing in my life, right? Is this just a performance?
Yeah.
Like, I'm singing really nice, and I feel like a lot of people can get into the idea of, okay, I'm singing to look good for my other Christian buddies.
Which, I mean, some people are, very talented.
Yes.
And, it's awesome. We want them on stage.
I'm never going to say worship should not be had in the church.
Yeah.
It is... Every time I have been like, oh man, I just need to turn back to God, it's usually been in worship.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah. But yeah, there are definitely times of individualism in the church. But then churches also are like, okay, we're gonna have these big community events. But I feel like in some of those events, the spirituality is lost sometimes. Yeah, I definitely feel like there could be some more community in the actual Sunday service.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more like we're together alone.
Yeah. Man.
Together alone. That sounds
Together
cool.
alone.
Maybe that's the title of this episode.
Alone together. No, together alone.
Yeah.
Wait.
Together alone and alone together.
And alone together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but dude, the Last Supper and taking communion, that's a really good point. That makes sense why someone I know, sometimes when they're taking communion, they'll, because usually we're like, don't talk, don't laugh, don't look at me. You better be super serious in this moment. And I mean, someone I know, they'll turn, they'll be like, hey, what do you remember about Jesus? We celebrate Jesus together.
Yeah.
We talk about Jesus together. Oh, I mean, man, he gave his life for me. And then, you know,
There's a joy in that.
Yeah, there's a joy in that, which that's Eucharist. You know, they call it Eucharist. I'm pretty sure it's like a joyful meal, or it's like a joyful celebration. It's supposed to be this. It's supposed to be this joyful celebration of, man, Jesus gave his body and he poured his blood out for us, and it's this thing that we celebrate together. And I mean, now it's just kind of become very individualistic.
Yeah. With that specifically, real quick, and I'll give it back to you. He said, you know, this is communion. Do this in remembrance of me. I think we're really doing that last part really well. We are doing that in remembrance of him, but are we doing it in communion?
Wow.
Yeah.
In communionity.
Yo. Yeah, what were you saying though? Before I cut you off.
Oh no, exactly that.
I mean, and then just back to the broader aspect.
Yeah.
Dude, there have been times in my own life where I think I'm doing really well spiritually. And I kind of said this earlier with you, but yeah, I'm like, man, I'm doing really good spiritually. And at some point, something out, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not doing so well spiritually.
Wait, what did you just say?
Yeah. Okay, I'm doing really good. I'm preaching, I'm teaching at youth group. I'm doing all these cool ministry things, you know. I'm discipling people, you know, all these things outward. Yo, Matt, your life is a train wreck right now. Oh.
Hey, Matt, you know you don't have any shoes on? What?
Yo,
Oh, no.
Yeah, I need people to point these things out to me because I'm a little slow sometimes when it comes to things like that. And I think that's the same way for everybody. Okay, I actually just called everybody slow. Sorry. But it's really hard for us to point out things going on in our own life.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to point out what's going on in Bob's life over there.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a reason that God designed it like that. We need people.
We need different parts of the body.
Even if it's uncomfortable, it's necessary. And that's I've been talking about it all season. Comfortability is the gospel of the world. That's the message of the world. Just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
There can actually be good from uncomfortableness. We really hit on that in our episode about doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been talking about, I kind of want to shift for a couple minutes. We've been talking about Christian community specifically. Secular community is really important too. This is another note I highlighted because Christians also, this might sound wrong at first, but Christians also need non-believers. They need non-believers to witness to, right? And also if we need to be in the world, but not a part of the world, right? And we need to be salt and light, and that requires being present outside of the church.
Yeah.
So not only do we need to be in the church and in community, we also need to be outside of it in community as well. It's just this very important thing. Yeah, we're supposed to do life with Jesus, and it's supposed to be there's supposed to be a personal relationship, but it's not supposed to stay there. He commands us to go and share that. Because what good does it do for other people if they never hear about it? Right? And that's one of the most beautiful things about community is I get to share what Jesus has done for me. And I get to share the trash in my own life. Because, dude, oh my goodness. The thing about isolation, you know, I said it was like the most common spiritual trap.
Yeah.
It is one of the enemy's favorite traps because one of his best weapons is miscommunication. Communication doesn't happen at all when you're alone.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And when you're in isolation by yourself, you're like, man, other people aren't going to like me. I don't want to deal with these things.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to go in community. It's really easy to think that you are a unique monster. That you're the only one doing these things and they're awful, or you're the only one messing up like this. And if other people knew that, your pride and your image are going to be destroyed. And then what are you going to have left?
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to know in that time, well, what we're going to have left is still Jesus. And that's the most important thing. But when you're in community and when you find a good community that shares that garbage, like it's garbage from your life, then you're going to notice, oh, he's dealing with that too. And he's dealing with that. And that is the extreme of what I'd be dealing with. And I can learn a lot from him. And other people are realizing, wow, you're not a goody two shoes like I thought you were. You're dealing with stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't need to keep acting like a goody two-shoes either.
Hmm.
And through that, you actually come to know Christ more fully.
Hmm.
Because in your own relationship, you maybe don't experience these other things, and you see God in a different way that you wouldn't normally know.
Hmm.
And it's just a beautiful thing, because through all of that, through doing life together, and the uncomfortableness as well, you can come to know God better in your own life.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of went off there.
No, that's good. And I think it's right on the money. Right on the money,
I
bro.
give you some of that.
Some money. Get a job with community. I'm just kidding. Man, what was one of the things you just said? Can't remember it. There was so much, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, I should have paused and taken a breath.
No, it's cool. I couldn't even breathe because I was listening so intently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I talked about temptation, in isolation, how communication breaks down, and just sharing the trash. You actually get to know God more fully.
Yeah. This is what it was. Struggles that I had alone, all by myself. Things that, addiction or whatever that is. Well, I have a example of what actually that was. And it was this thing that was just always on my own. Whenever I broke free of that, come here to college, I actually helped out so many of my friends with that.
Dude.
In community.
Yeah.
Something that I dealt with totally alone, I was able to actually help people in their struggle because of, whoa, dude, I've been through that, but I can tell you there's light at the end of the tunnel. There is this, you can do it. You can do it because this is a testimony of it right now, because I didn't think I could do it, but I know you can. And it's that power of testimony, and it's that power of community. When we hear the sermon, when we worship together, it's that one voice, one baptism, one faith, one God, and we're all lifting up the same thing, and that's the unity. And so yeah, I just want to say, like, dude, yeah, community will call out your hurts, but man, it'll show you how to get rid of them too.
Yeah, because you can't get through it alone. You
Yeah.
can't get through it alone. It's just like you can't do anything on your own strength. You need to rely on God, and a way that God gives his strength is through community.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, when, man, I had something I was going to say, and I just totally blanked. Yeah, because when I came to college, there are all these things that I dealt with, and I was able to share that with other people. It's like, yeah, in that hurt, God is not a God who only calls perfect people. Yeah, we were talking about the disciples. A good story of faithfulness to Christ is not one of perfection. It's one of hurt, right? It's one of sin and pain. And the beauty in that is what Christ did for you with that, and how he helps you out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's just one of the most beautiful things about the church. There is a lot of disgusting things that happen in the church because of sin. But the beauty in that is, well, we're going to stick in that together, and we're going to get closer to Christ. Yeah. Because not being in community, it can be terminal to our faith. Yeah. Because our faith was never meant to last alone. Yeah. It may seem benign at first. Like a lot of these things we've talked about this season. It may seem benign. It may seem like, it may even seem good. It may even seem good. I'm taking some alone time to catch my breath, but that can turn into something terminal.
I think we're kind of getting to this point where we're kind of wrapping up.
Yeah.
And there's this research that shows the most joyful and happiest moments in your life that are like calculated. It's when you're sitting around a table, you're just eating food with friends and family. That is the happiest you are. And there's something
Bro.
There's some Gene when you
I'm so glad that I swallowed my coffee before you did that. That would have been everywhere.
there's something about sharing a meal together. And that's why Jesus said, I'm coming to your house tonight. What are you going to make me? Or, he has meals. He's either going to a meal or coming from a meal. Jesus is always eating meals with people. He's always in community with people. And I think that's a really good application. Okay, maybe you have some buddies, and maybe you have some buddies on Snapchat. Maybe you got some friends that you guys play video games together. You know what you should do? Once a week or maybe a couple times a month, schedule it out. You guys should meet up, go out to lunch or dinner, and don't get on your phone. Don't, scroll the whole time, but be present and in the moment and in that community of eating a meal together and of seeing someone face to face and sharing, what's your high and what's your low. We use it all the time. We both lead discipleship groups.
Yeah.
How I start off my group every week is high, low, and like buffalo. But I usually call it
Dopes, nopes, nopes.
Dopes, nopes, nopes. So it's like, what's your good thing? What's your bad thing that happened this week? And what's something weird that happened or exciting, what you want to tell us? And that, there's so much fun in that almost every time. And then when someone's explaining like, man, I've been going through this week, all the guys around it are like, dude, encouraging each other. They're lifting each other up. Other people are being vulnerable because someone else was vulnerable. And it's such a beautiful thing. And in that time, we're not even eating a meal, but we're just sitting together sharing these things. And so I want to encourage you guys to do that.
Yeah.
Try to apply that. Try to have a meal with someone. Have a meal with your friends. Have a meal with your family. Share your joys. Share your hurts. Share something weird. Really try to get off your phone and try to be present with someone face to face.
Yeah.
Is what I think is really what we need in this day, right now because of technology.
Because it's good to talk to people, communication long distance over the phone and to share your life on there. But what that should be looking to is, okay, how can we get and connect? Yeah. Yeah. And I would even say, after a while, maybe find a family in your church you don't know super well. You only talk to a couple times. Hey, let's go grab a meal together.
Yeah.
So some of my application of the scripture that we brought up is, like you were saying, you could start off small, go grab a meal with one person, but keep in that consistency. Keep in that consistency because community is not something that you're just handed, boom, it's there. It's something built. And there's a lot of beauty in that. And then also if you're in a really good place, right? We talked about this, well then go find other people to invite into community. Even if it's someone who might look, man, they've got it all together. Invite them into your community. Yeah. There's never a bad thing about inviting somebody in.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing. Yeah.
Wow, man. So, community, bro. Benign or terminal?
Without it, it's terminal.
Wow.
Yeah.
You heard it from Matthew Scott himself, from his own lips.
Yeah, because I'm an expert. No. I'm an expert because I've been through it.
Yeah. So we just want to say, love you guys. We love the viewers.
Yeah.
We love this community that we have. We love this time. We love the space that we build.
Yeah, dude, talking about this community that we have. What's that going to look like?
We're just like revolving like this.
Because this is season finale of season 3.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about.
So what are the next steps for this community that we're trying to build here of just doing life together, talking about God?
It's done after this episode.
Oh, man. No, he's lying.
No, man, we got some really cool things coming up with Gospel Gossip, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Gospel Gossip, how it's going to be handed down, and where it's going to go from there. So
yeah,
it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. So next season 4, we're going to start next semester, right?
Yeah.
And what's really cool about that is that we kind of started this season, and we've started implementing these guys. We started to implement Darren and Thor. I mean, I mean, yeah, Darren is Thor. Who am I talking about?
Tristan?
Tristan. And yeah.
Bro.
Oh my goodness, bro. I'm
Wait.
so crazy.
Wait, did you actually think his name was Thor?
Darren looks like Thor.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Fair point.
And then Tristan. And
then Tristan.
and the next season,
Tristan looks like a mafia boss.
dude, he does. Yeah, and the next season, yeah, Thor and the mafia boss. Next season, it's gonna be like half and half, right? We're really gonna be mixing it up between the four of us. And then the season after that, season 5, just look forward to that, is going to be just those two doing their own thing, really building on this community, because what community is discipleship. You're passing it down. Yeah, so it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah.
Really good conversations to look forward to, and really good applications that I get to hear from those guys.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
This has been good.
Yeah, season 3, Benign or Terminal. That's a wrap. So, Aidan, as we're talking about this, how do you feel about that?